Hi, everybody. Did you realize that stress can be good? It can be good sometimes. Have you ever gotten a text or a phone call that someone's going to stop over in 10 minutes and you look around your house and you think, oh no, and you just kick it into high gear. You were able to pick everything up, get everything organized, wiped down, swept, everything's looking clean like no other in 10 minutes flat. Why? Because there was some stress. Right? Your adrenaline kicked in, you could focus, you could get it done. Now, a lot of people work well under pressure, and that's okay, but you don't want that to be your default because sooner or later, you're going to pay the price. My name's Connie Trusetter from Contagious Life and Purpose, and this is Tuesday Truths with Connie. So what I want to talk to you today about is that everybody has an optimal level of stress. And we're all different, so that level is different for everyone. But what I mean by optimal level is that no stress at all, we usually aren't very productive, right? Have you ever had a day off and you think, oh, I'm going to get this and this and this project done, but then the day comes and you get up and you just decide to be a little lazy and stay in your jammies and have some coffee and read and spend time with God. Before you know it, the day went by and you didn't get any of those projects done because there wasn't a deadline. They didn't have to get done that day, right? But there's this optimal level where there's enough stress that makes you focus, makes you get it done, but not too much that causes problems, because too much stress is a problem. I mean, it causes physical problems, headaches, stomach aches, that your immune system is depleted when you're under stress. And so there's things that can be going on physically that really could have started because of stress that you don't even know is related. Also, of course, stress affects, your mental health, your spiritual health. It affects relationships, right? So we want to be careful to not have too much stress so that there's this sweet spot. So I made a chart to show you. And I didn't come up with this. I learned this years ago, but you can see stress from this. The further I go down this line, the more stress I'm enduring. This is productivity. So the higher I go up this way, the more productive I am. So for an instance, let me just pretend, I'm charting my optimal level. Okay. Say this is mine right here, right? So right here, this would be my sweet spot, right? So I have this much stress, but under that much stress, I'm really the most productive. As I get more and more stress, my productivity goes down. Someone else's might look like this. Okay. Someone, at a certain point in their life, it might be this. Okay. They might not be able to handle too much stress. Someone else's might be like this, where it doesn't take them much stress at all to reach a high productivity level. But again, too much stress and they take a sharp turn down. So everybody is different. And that in itself could cause problems, right? If you don't realize that maybe you have a high capacity for stress, maybe you're able to get a lot of different things done in a certain amount of time. And so you don't understand someone else, why they don't want to go out and do something social, why they're fussing. You think they're fussing because they've got so much work to do or something. Well, it could just be that they have a different capacity level and you're trying to have them operate on your capacity level, right? So the first thing is find out what your optimal level of stress is. Just start recognizing it. Say, you know what? Last time I did this project, I had 2 days and I was stressed out of my mind. So then you'd realize I need to allow more time, or someone else, maybe it was just right. To start to pay attention for yourself so you know what that optimal level of stress is for you. And then you may have to do things to create that optimal level, to create that sweet spot, I like to call it, that sweet spot. So maybe for some of you, you have to create your own deadlines and then stick to them so that you're creating a little bit of stress so that you can be motivated and get these things done in a timely manner. So create your own. Other people might very opposite than that. You might have to learn to say no, because you might be saying yes to so many things and it might not even be what God really wants you focused on right now. And so if you have trouble with that, just start practicing with something little and just say, you know what, I'm really sorry. My plate is totally full. I'm not gonna be able to do that. And no, it's gonna feel uncomfortable for you, but just push through, make yourself do it. You have to practice this and God will guide you. And it'll be such a blessing when you learn how to say no, because then you can say yes to what's really important and you won't have that added stress where your productivity goes down. And then most of all, do not compare yourself to anyone else. God made us unique on purpose. right? So we're not supposed to all have the same capacity. We're not supposed to all, have that same sweet spot. We're unique. Now know that with God, we can all accomplish more than we think, with him doing it in and through us. And any of you that suffer from, worrying a lot, because that's where a lot of stress comes from in our minds, worrying about something, just your perception of stress. Remember 2 Timothy 1:7, God says, you've not been given the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And if you need help with that, reach out to me, because there are things you can do. If you have lots of worried thoughts, there's things you can do that can totally help that. Okay. I'm going to share my last thought with you is the best stress management tool there is. I think, this verse, it's Isaiah 26:3. It says, you keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. See, if we just keep our mind stayed on him, that is how we're going to stay peaceful, how we're going to stay at that sweet spot. Again, easier, if you're like me, easier said than done. I know I wanted to do that, and I was determined to keep my mind stayed on the Lord. But before I knew it, life is just coming at me from all these different directions, right? And I'm thinking about all these responsibilities. I'm thinking about how this person feels and what I could do to help this person and what I should have said. And so you have to rewire your brain in order to really keep your mind stayed on him, but it's possible. So reach out to me. You can message me on Facebook Messenger. You can go to my website, www.contagiouslife&purpose. It's all written out, CONTAGIOUS, and then the word lifeandpurpose.com. Hit the contact me and we'll have a chat. I do this all the time. So I can help, and really just know that you've got an optimal level of stress. Don't compare yourself with anyone else, and really try to find that sweet spot and reach out for help with that toxic thinking. Okay. Blessings.